Hi, I'm Jim Setzer with Images by Design. Today we're going to take our very first look at this brand new Godox AD600 Pro studio strobe. If you've been following my channel, you know I've been using these AD600 studio strobes for well over a year, and I use them every single day. You can check out my reviews on that product here on this channel. They've been a workhorse in my studio. Like I said, they're not perfect. They've got some nitnoids, and I'm happy to say that the new AD600 Pro, which is just getting ready to be shipped, Godox sent me this evaluation copy early on so I could do this review for you. So in this video, let's go through the mechanics of what's different between the original AD600 and the new AD600 Pro. I'll follow up with an actual shooting and use video where we go through the menus and talk about the other features, and maybe in the end even do a comparison side-by-side video between the two units. So starting at the very top and working our way down, the flash tube of the AD600 has been redesigned. Now, like I said, this is an evaluation copy that Godox sent me. Unfortunately, the tube wasn't packaged very well. The glass dome cover got damaged in shipping. The flash tube looks like it's in good shape, so I'm going to try to plug this in very carefully, because there is broken glass here, and see if it'll fire. And if the tube itself is good, I'll continue with the next video. But just wanted to point out the design difference. This original AD600 had a coil design. This new one has a kind of a toroid design, and the big advantage of that has to do with the modeling light. The modeling light, which is LED in the center, in the original design, the modeling light had to go through the tube glass, and not only did that kill a little bit of that 10 watts of LED light, but it also left some weird artifacts sometimes if you didn't have big diffuse modifiers in front of it. So you had to work around that. This one with the toroid has a big hole in the middle, so all or most of the modeling light should be able to get past there and be very usable. Speaking of modeling light, the 10 watt modeling light in the original AD600 was adequate, and it was in most lighting conditions I was able to use that modeling light to help shape the light and get it ready for the shoot. This one's 28 watts, almost 3 times as bright. So you could almost use this as a studio hot light. I can't wait to fire that up and see what 28 watts of LED light. It's a much bigger element too, you can see. So big improvement there. The original AD600, my biggest complaint that I run into all the time is that the modeling light control module warms up, overheats, and there's a safety shutdown. So you'd be in the middle of a shoot. If you need consistent modeling lights, they may just turn off for a while, and then it'll cool down and they'll come back on again, but it happens at inconvenient times. This one, I see this big aluminum heat sink. I think there's a new fan just to cool the modeling light component, so and good thing, with 3 times as much wattage, I'm sure it gets even hotter. So excited to see if I can keep this modeling light on and consistent at full power and not have the thing shut down. And it looks like from just this quick glance that they've addressed that issue there. The next nitnoid I had with the original design is this Bowens Ring, and this is just a thin stamped steel with some little metal tab springs, and so when you put the little cheapy rice bowl reflector that came with it, or any reflector, it's very loose. The things don't sit in this mount very tightly, and that is more of an annoyance than anything else, but I get a little nervous if I go to put really big modifiers on here. Godox has redesigned that bowl that comes with it. It's really stylish with this outer housing, so you put it on there, not only does it look nice, but it fits nice and snug. Will it stay that way, or will it loosen up like this one? Time will tell. The next thing I wanted to point out was a change here. This Bowens mount release lever always worked great. It was a big recessed button over here on the side. You just pull down on that. I can see that. I can use that in the dark. I can reach over the top of the light and find it. This one, it's a much smaller button. It's not recessed, and maybe that's a problem, maybe it's not, but it is a difference in design. Okay, coming to the display and the controls. Very similar. I love the layout of the original AD600 with the Canon style jog dial and buttons. Very, very intuitive. The menu system is intuitive. You can see not too many changes there, but one big change is the power button. The power button here, on-off button, has been moved from right here along with these controls to the bottom of the unit. And so there it is on the belly of the unit, just below the mount plate. And in one regard, I like this. Sometimes I put my lights up high and I want to be able to reach up and turn them on and off without having to lower the lights to find the button and then bring it back up again. I think some people who use the body along with the extension head and they mount this down low on their stand to be able to use it as the body as a counterweight, might have a problem with it because it's going to bump into a baby pin here or there. So I don't know. We'll have to see if that's a problem, this new location. The next big improvement has to do with the mount itself. The original mount was a plastic plate, a plastic arm, plastic receiver, and it was a ratchet style. And it's just painful every time I hear that noise. It's kind of disruptive when you're in the middle of a shoot and you're kind of having to adjust the tilt with that particular thing. I try to avoid it wherever I can. I've never broken one of these, but it's plastic, it's a ratchet style, it's just one of the things I've never found to be all that professional about it. So with the Pro version, they've changed all that. This is a cast aluminum mounting bracket bolted onto the body. It is a cast aluminum mounting arm, and they've changed out that horrible ratchet with a friction lock like all good C-stands and booms and things are using. So I'm excited to see a big improvement there. Hopefully it will be able to hold this thing up with a large modifier attached. So looking forward to put that piece through its paces as well. And then we'll come to the last big change between the original AD600 and the Pro, and that's the batteries. So the original battery pack is 11.1 volts, 8.7 amp hours. So this thing will shoot, it shoots in my studio all day long, and at the end of the day I still have juice left. Throw it on the chargers on the way out the door. I love these batteries, they're great, and like I said, they go all day. This battery, 28.8 volts, massive amount of voltage. What that means is this thing's supposed to be able to give you full power recycle time under a second. I'm really excited about that for doing some of the action shots that require full power. Maybe it's a dance routine or sports or something like that, and you really need a lot of recycle time to be able to get in there and make sure you get the shot. And that holds a lot of promise. It's a much smaller capacity battery though. This battery is only 2.6 amp hours, where this one, the original one, is 8.7 amp hours. So you're not going to have all day shooting with this battery. You are going to have seriously fast recycle times, or at least that's what it says. So those are the mechanical upgrades between the original AD600 and the new Pro model. And I'm going to very carefully take this flash tube and try it out. I'm going to plug that thing in and see if we can take some shots. And if so, I'll come back with a follow-on video, hopefully in the next day or so, to show you how it works and look at the menus and look at the features. And there's supposed to be some pretty interesting things coming in with this unit, so I'm very excited that Godox has provided me with this evaluation early unit, and hopefully the broken tube is just I'll say mostly cosmetic glass cover, and it's working. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe down below. For Images by Design, I'm Jim Setzer. We'll see you soon.